Hello friends, if you are 62 or older, you own your home, and you live in a rural area, there is a USDA home repair program you should know about before a small safety problem turns into a much bigger crisis. I'm talking about the USDA Section 504 Single Family Housing Repair Loans and Grants Program. Now listen carefully, because this is not free repair money for every homeowner. That is not what this is. This program has specific rules. It is for very low-income homeowners in eligible rural areas. The loan part can help repair, improve, or modernize a home. The grant part is for elderly, very low-income homeowners, age 62 or older, and the grant must be used to remove health and safety hazards. That difference matters. A loose railing, unsafe steps, a dangerous floor, a bad roof leak, heating problems, electrical hazards, or a bathroom that is no longer safe can affect whether an older person can stay in the home. And for many seniors, staying safely at home is not just about comfort, it is about independence. So in this video, I want to walk you through what this repair program is, who may qualify, what the money can and cannot be used for, the questions to ask before you apply, and the scam warning you need to remember. Before we go further, if you are not subscribed yet, hit subscribe and turn on the bell. Programs for seniors, homeowners, Medicare users, Social Security recipients, and people on fixed incomes are often missed because nobody personally calls you and says, you may qualify. I break these rules down in plain English so you can check before money is wasted or a safety problem gets worse. Let's start with the first point. Number one, this is a rural home repair program through USDA Rural Development. Many people hear USDA and only think about farms or food, but USDA Rural Development also has housing programs. You may hear it called the Section 504 Home Repair Program. The official name is the Single Family Housing Repair Loans and Grants Program, but after this point, I will simply call it the Section 504 Repair Program. The basic idea is simple. USDA says the program provides loans to very low-income homeowners to repair, improve, or modernize their homes. It also provides grants to elderly, very low-income homeowners to remove health and safety hazards. That means there are two sides to this program. There is a loan side, and there is a grant side. The loan side is broader because loans may be used to repair, improve, or modernize the home, or to remove health and safety hazards. The grant side is narrower because grants must be used to remove health and safety hazards. Do not miss that. A grant is not for remodeling because you want a prettier kitchen. It is not for luxury upgrades. It is not for adding something just because it would be nice to have. The grant is tied to safety and health hazards. That is why this topic is so important for older homeowners. A home may feel familiar, but if the porch steps are dangerous, the rail is loose, the wiring is unsafe, or the bathroom creates a serious fall risk, that familiar home can become a daily threat. Number two, the grant side is for age 62 or older, but age alone is not enough. This is where online videos can become misleading. Someone may say homeowners 62 and older can get a USDA grant. That is only part of the sentence. The full issue is this. For the grant, you generally must be an elderly, very low-income homeowner, age 62 or older, and the home must be in an eligible rural area. You must also own and occupy the home, and USDA looks at whether you are unable to obtain affordable credit elsewhere. So do not assume you qualify just because you turned 62. And do not assume you do not qualify just because you are not living on a farm. Many rural areas are not farms. Some small towns, unincorporated areas, and rural communities may be eligible. The only way to know is to check the property address through USDA's eligibility tools or contact your local rural development office. Here is the question to write down. Is my address in an eligible rural area for the Section 504 repair program? That one question can save you a lot of confusion. Then write down the second question. What is the very low income limit for my county? That matters because income limits are local. A person in one county may be treated differently than a person in another county. Do not guess. Ask for the county limit and ask how your household income is counted. And here is the third question. Am I being considered for the loan, the grant, or a combination of both? This is important because some homeowners may qualify for a loan, some may qualify for a grant, and some may qualify for a combination, depending on eligibility, need, and funding availability. Number three, the amount can be helpful, but it is not unlimited. As listed by USDA, the maximum loan is $40,000, the maximum grant is $10,000. Loans and grants can be combined for up to $50,000 in assistance. USDA also lists a higher grant limit in certain presidentially declared disaster area situations, but do not assume that applies unless USDA confirms it for your property and your situation. Now, I want to be very careful with these numbers. A maximum is not a promise. A maximum does not mean every applicant gets that amount. A maximum does not mean the repair will be approved. A maximum does not mean funding is available in your area at the moment you call. It simply tells you the upper limit USDA lists for the program under its rules. That is why the safe wording is, you may qualify, you may be eligible, you may be able to apply, and USDA will make the determination. If someone tells you, I can guarantee you $10,000 because you are over 62, be careful. That is a red flag. No stranger on the phone, no random website, and no social media comment can guarantee approval for a federal program. USDA also lists important terms. Loans are for 20 years and the interest rate is fixed at 1%. Grants have a lifetime limit. And grants must be repaid if the property is sold in less than 3 years. That last point is one many people miss. If you receive a grant and then sell the property too soon, there may be a repayment rule. So before you apply, ask USDA plainly, if I receive a grant, what happens if I sell the home, move, or transfer the property? Do not be embarrassed to ask. It is better to ask before signing than to be surprised later. Number 4, focus on safety hazards, not wish list repairs. This program is most powerful when you think about the home through the lens of safety. Ask yourself, is there a hazard that could cause a fall? Is there a repair problem that affects heat, water, sanitation, or safe access? Is there a condition that makes the home unsafe for an older person to live in? Is the repair needed to keep the house decent, safe, and sanitary? A dangerous porch is not just a cosmetic problem. For an older adult, one fall can change everything. A broken step is not just an inconvenience. A loose handrail is not just annoying. A bathroom that is no longer safe can affect whether someone can remain independent. A leaking roof can become mold, damaged walls, electrical risk, and bigger repair costs. A heating problem can become a health risk in cold weather. This is why the Section 504 grant language matters. Grants must be used to remove health and safety hazards, so when you call, do not just say, I need home repairs. Be specific. Say, I am 62 or older, I own and occupy my home, I believe my address may be in a rural eligible area, and I need to ask whether a safety hazard repair may qualify under Section 504. That is a stronger question than simply asking, do you have free money for seniors? The words you use matter because the program is not a general giveaway. It is a repair program with eligibility rules and a purpose. Number 5, check the 4 eligibility gates before you waste time. Here are the 4 big gates to check. First, ownership and occupancy. You generally must be the homeowner and occupy the house. If the home is not yours or you do not live there, that can change the answer. Second, rural property eligibility. The property must be located in an eligible rural area. Again, do not rely on your opinion of what rural means. Use the USDA eligibility site or call rural development and ask them to check. Third, very low income eligibility. Your income must be within the very low income limit for your county. This is not something to guess. Ask what income documents they need and how they calculate the limit. Fourth, affordable credit elsewhere. USDA lists being unable to obtain affordable credit elsewhere as part of the qualification rules. That means they may ask about whether you can reasonably get credit from another source. Do not hide information. Ask what documents are required and answer honestly. And for the grant specifically, add the age rule. For grants, the applicant must be 62 or older. So your checklist should sound like this. Do I own and occupy the home? Is my address eligible? Is my income within the county limit? Am I unable to obtain affordable credit elsewhere? Am I 62 or older if I am asking about the grant? Is the repair connected to a health or safety hazard? If you cannot answer those questions yet, that is your starting point. Number 6, know how to start the right way. USDA says applications are accepted through local rural development offices year-round. Approval times depend on funding availability in your area. That means this is not a one-day instant approval program. The practical first step is to contact a USDA Rural Development Home Loan Specialist or your local rural development office. When you call, have a simple folder ready. Put in your property address, proof that you own the home, income information, a short written description of the repair problem, any photos or contractor notes if you already have them, and any letters or estimates related to the hazard. You do not need to sound fancy. You need to be clear. You can say, I am calling about the Section 504 repair program. I am 62 or older, I own and live in my home, and I want to know whether my property and income may qualify. I also want to ask whether my repair is considered a health or safety hazard. That is the sentence to use. And if you are helping a parent, a grandparent, or a neighbor, do not pretend to be them. Ask the office what permission or paperwork is needed for you to help with the application. Now, here is another important step many people miss. USDA is not the only place to ask for help with aging safely at home. You should also contact your local area agency on aging. The easiest way to find it is through the Elder Care Locator, which is a public service from the Administration for Community Living. They can connect older adults and families to local services. Will the Elder Care Locator pay for your repair directly? Not necessarily. But it can point you toward local aging services, home modification programs, caregiver resources, transportation help, meals, benefits counseling, and other local support that may exist in your community. So your action step is not just one call, it is 2 calls. Call USDA Rural Development about Section 504. Then contact Elder Care Locator or your local area agency on aging to ask about home modification and aging in place help in your area. Number 7, watch out for repair grant scams. Anytime a federal benefit has the word grant attached to it, scammers show up. Here are the red flags. Someone says approval is guaranteed. Someone asks you to pay an upfront fee to unlock the grant. Someone says they need your social security number immediately over a random phone call. Someone pressures you to sign a repair contract before USDA has confirmed anything. Someone tells you not to contact USDA directly. Someone sends you a link that does not look official. Do not do it. Use official USDA rural development contacts. Use official.gov websites. If a contractor tells you they are working with the government, verify that directly before signing anything. And do not give personal documents to someone who contacted you out of nowhere. A real application may require documents, but you should know exactly who is requesting them, what office they represent, and how to verify their identity. Here is a safe sentence to use. I do not provide personal information from an unsolicited call. I will contact the official USDA Rural Development Office directly. That one sentence can protect you from a lot of trouble. Let's bring this all together. The Section 504 repair program may help very low-income rural homeowners repair, improve, or modernize a home through loans. For elderly, very low-income homeowners age 62 or older, grants may help remove health and safety hazards, but this is not automatic. It is not for every homeowner. It is not based on age alone. It depends on rural property eligibility, income limits, ownership and occupancy, affordable credit rules, the type of repair, funding availability, and USDA approval. So here is the simple 3-step homework. Step 1, verify the basics before you assume anything. Check whether your address is in a USDA-eligible rural area. Ask for the very low income limit for your county, and confirm that you meet the ownership and occupancy rules. Step 2, call the local USDA Rural Development Office and ask the right questions. Ask whether your repair is considered a health or safety hazard. Ask whether you are being considered for a loan, a grant, or a combination. Ask what documents they need, and if a grant is involved, ask about the repayment rule if the property is sold in less than 3 years. Step 3, widen the search and stay scam safe. Contact your area agency on aging or the Elder Care Locator to ask about local home modification resources. And never pay a stranger who promises guaranteed grant approval. This is the kind of program that many people miss because they do not know the right name to ask for. So write this down. Section 504 Home Repair Program. If you are 62 or older, rural, very low income, and dealing with a real safety hazard in the home, this may be worth checking before the repair gets worse. Subscribe for more plain English senior benefit alerts, and share this with a parent, neighbor, church friend, or family member who owns an older home in a rural area. One careful phone call may help someone stay safer, longer, in the home they already love.